Good afternoon, everybody. We're here for the finals. As you can see, I'm slightly dressed up this evening, and
I as well have a tie.
Vidal's actually wearing a tie, which gave me a terrible fright when I saw it. How many did you choose for the final?
I got 3 out of the 5, correct. So I wanted to see a little more out of Akimoto.
Yes.
So. But as you said, he's playing recital today in Warsaw, right?
Yes.
So I'm happy to.
We're sort of assuming, I suppose, that the people out there know who is actually in the final.
Yes. So do you want to mention?
Yes. Well, Elżbieta Bielicka, who I thought was a wonderful pianist.
Yes.
Polish
I
pianist.
very much enjoyed the Mozart.
Jakub Kuślik, who's for the first time going to play the Paderewski Concerto. This is for the first time in the history of the entire competition. No one has actually reached the final and ever played this piece.
It's important to know those are both Polish pianists as well, representing the Academy of Music here in Bydgoszcz. So
yes, that's right.
Nice,
and that brilliant, precocious young man, Hyuk Lee.
Yes, very happy to see him in the finals.
Yes, and who else was there? Svetlana,
Svetlana Andreeva, and then Dina Ivanova.
Yes, the theatrical.
Yes.
The theatrical.
So we're very happy to see Svetlana in the final. We've been raving about her since day one.
Yes, we're in a very interesting hall. This particular hall is quite distinctive. I mean, it's acoustically one of the best concert halls in Europe.
Yes, I got a chance to sit down at the piano and play a little bit before we started, and I'm shocked by the sound, the clarity, and just us sitting here speaking, our sound is carrying through the entire hall.
Yes, so. It was. Built in when? 1953, I think. Yes, and many famous people have played here. Rubinstein, Malkozhinsky, Benjamin Britten has even been here.
Yeah, this is
pretty amazing.
Famous hall. Arthur Rubinstein, of course, came here. He was invited here, didn't know this hall existed. And after he left, he said, "I'm not waiting for an invite before I come back.
Okay.
Come back and play."
Okay, because there's a plaque in the hall.
Yes.
The acoustic balance is entirely through the sound spectrum. It's particularly good, apparently.
Yes. So it's very much look forward to hearing these pianists and these pianos.
From the outside, it's a bit of a mixture. It's called the Polish Vogue style. I don't know, it's nothing to do with Vogue magazine.
40s and 50s, yes.
And it has a lovely landscape park around.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. Walking through, you have these sculptures of famous composers and.
Yeah, we're going to hear the Pomeranian Philharmonic with the participants.
Yes, they've been here since 1943.
Yes, and they'll be conducted by an excellent conductor, Polish conductor today, Strugawa.
Yes. So we very much look forward to that.
He has an enormous reputation here in Poland. Okay, well, we were going to look at a couple of clips of people who will be in the final from yesterday afternoon's performances.
Yeah, I think we're going to start with Jakub Kuślik.
Yes, and playing from the Szymanowski Masks. Tantris, perhaps you could remind us about Tantris and what's the...
So the Masks on its own, it's a triptych, 3 stories, Scheherazade on one, and then the middle piece is Tantris, which is a piece of the story out of Tristan and Isolde.
Isolde, yes, that's right.
So I very much liked his interpretation. To me, these Szymanowski pieces are perhaps one of the most artistically satisfying pieces in the repertoire, because you have a very deep literary element that we've been talking about. It's a mixture of literature and music put together, but also there's a great, tremendous amount of virtuosity, but it doesn't border that side of arrogance and extreme kind of.
Yeah, it's probably difficult for people to follow harmonically, though, I would say.
Well, Szymanowski's music, he was kind of
not a melodist.
Well, the melody is beautiful. When I first started working on this music, I really didn't like it. I didn't hear too much melody. Now, to me, when I play it, it makes complete harmonic sense, actually, when I listen to it. It's just, I think it's something that you have to acquire, too. It's
rather like an arranged marriage. Yeah, okay. All right, let's listen then to our good friend Jakub Kuślik playing the Tantris. Yeah, I think it's something you'd have to become quite accustomed to. I mean, Szymanowski's such a great composer.
Szymanowski drives a lot of theorists kind of crazy. It's why his music isn't, at least in the States, his music isn't studied quite as often as other composers, which is kind of a shame to me, but there's no kind of theoretical language to follow because he was so all over the place. He was so inventive all the time. Everything was new.
Yeah, he lived in this lovely town in the Tatras called Zakopane,
Yes.
which was also home to another extraordinary character, Vitkatzy, who was a type of surrealist, Dadaist painter. And I mean, if Vitkatzy had lived in Paris, he would have been known as a great artist of the sort of avant-garde. Very, very interesting. And his father was also an architect, Vitkatzy's father.
Oh, okay.
Because Zakopane has this wonderful wooden carved architecture. You've never been
I've
there?
never been, actually.
Ah, great pity.
I mean, I just arrived in Poland.
It's a sort of ski resort these days.
Well, I'll have to go, because Szymanowski is one of my favorite composers.
Well, the villa there's Villa Ratma, I think it's called.
So I'll have to go.
Yes, okay. Well, we're going to listen to Elżbieta Bielicka.
Yes, another Polish pianist.
Very sensitive performer, I think. She creates the most beautiful tone. She's very, very instinctive musician, wonderful phrasing.
Yeah, I found her Mozart very beautiful, very natural, a lot of good pianistic elements.
Never overplays the instrument.
Exactly. So I look forward to tonight. She'll be playing the Chopin concerto.
Yes, well, perfect for her, really.
Yes, so I'm very much look forward
to
hearing that.
We're going to hear something from Humoresque of Schumann. Humoresque is a rather unusual work. It's in 5 sections, and it's rather a work that it's quite ironical. With Schumann, you have to be quite capable of expressing the mercurial, whimsical nature of this person whose moods fluctuate within seconds. Very difficult to play Schumann well, I think.
I agree.
Really, really difficult.
I agree with you, absolutely, which I shy away from Schumann, or at least I try to.
Well, that's a pity. Okay, let's listen to, she's playing a little bit of Humoresque for us. Don't start tuning the bloody drums. Yes, so it's a sort of very beautiful melody. I like the opening of the humoresque very much.
Very charming personality. I look forward to hearing the Chopin E minor tonight.
Yes, I think she copes with Schumann particularly well.
Yes.
Okay, and the last person in our group is Lee Hyuk. Hyuk Lee, excuse me.
Yes, the youngest pianist.
The youngest pianist, yes.
I'm happy to see him in the finals, actually.
Yes, that's right.
Continually impressed me with every recital.
And Hyuk Lee is quite a prodigious individual. I mean, he's 16.
Yes, very young.
And I mean, basically, he can play anything.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you.
I mean, anything at all.
I mean, tonight he'll be playing, I don't know if he's playing tonight, or he'll be playing Rachmaninoff Second Piano Concerto.
That's right. At the age of 16.
For a 16-year-old, yes. Along, didn't he play, he played Chopin Piano Sonata? And,
yes. I mean, soon we'll have infants playing the Liszt B minor Sonata. I mean, the way the world's moving.
It seems like it, yes.
This will be the last time I hear Precipitato from the
hopefully
Prokofiev
for the next few years.
Yes, but he gave it the maximum. He gave it the maximum, and not only that, I think that it was graded in dynamic very, very well, and the durations very well controlled, and the articulation, and it wasn't as though you were being driven into the ground like a small tack, or a nail.
Yes. Yeah, I think sometimes, for me, the perception of the pianist kind of changes how I want them to interpret it. And so Hyuk Lee being a young 16-year-old pianist, I quite expected him to play with a lot of vigor and energy, and I think that's what he gave us, especially with the Precipitato movement.
And I think, but the Prokofiev can be unpleasant if the touch and the tone are overwhelming.
Yes, that's where his maturity goes beyond his age. The maturity as a pianist and touch. And
one mistake that some pianists made in this competition, I felt, was that if you want a big crescendo during a long movement, you want to gradually, you can't start too high, otherwise you have no space.
Yeah, you have no room to contrast.
Right.
That's how you make a crescendo.
That's right.
It's about
it happened quite often, and I think he graduated his dynamics extremely successfully.
Once again, a characteristic of a mature personality. So.
Yeah, so now he just has to get older, as we all do. No way of avoiding it.
Yes.
Okay, let's listen to the Precipitato, yes, and Hyuk Lee. So tonight we are listening to Svetlana Andreevna playing Brahms, first, D minor.
Dina
the
Ivanova
beautiful Dina Ivanova playing Liszt.
Liszt, E flat major,
well,
yes.
I live in hope. And Hyuk Lee is going to play the second Rachmaninoff. And tomorrow it'll be a great treat to hear Jakub Kushlik play the Paderewski.
Yes.
Okay, so until we can talk to you tomorrow, have a wonderful evening listening to these three magnificent concerti.